Good day. I want to talk about my CAS project. My name is Hans Christian Grev, and I've been doing some CAS projects for the IB. CAS is a Creativity Action Service. It's 150 hours each IB student has to go through to complete the IB program, and also helps us to think like critical thinkers, get into new and exciting situations, so to say. What you need to do is find a lot of small projects or 5 major projects in 30 hours. I chose to find 5 major projects. I chose to join my school's social committee, arranging parties, social events, whatnot, which was a very good experience. I got to talk to a lot of people, develop my people skills, also organization skills in general. I also became a tutor or a mentor for our lower classes to make sure that they settle into our IB society, so to say, our IB community around our school much better. I've been doing a lot of role playing, pen and paper, Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff and whatnot. I've been doing that because I find that that's a nice way of mixing both service and action, because you're sitting together with a lot of people, living yourself into a world where you really feel engaged and happy and not happy, excited sometimes, because you get into situations you normally would not in the real life. Then I've been doing Aikido, and I'm still doing Aikido because I find it really, really interesting. Aikido is a relatively modern martial art invented in the start of the 19th century, and it focuses on many of the principles that might have been forgotten in some of the other more fast-paced martial arts. Elegance, style, a gentleman's samurai's mentality about doing things. It's also purely defensive, which I find really appealing, because I have no need myself to be aggressive towards other human beings. I find it more necessary for me to be able to defend myself, for example. And it's also the philosophy behind that that appeals a lot to me. Then I've been planning our IB Day, which fellow IB students out there watching will most likely know about. It's a day where we get together and meet with the other classes, have some small funny events and whatnot, and get to meet each other. Great fun. And then I've been participating in Carnival. Here I'm talking about the Carnival in Aalborg, which is way up in northern Denmark. It's one of the biggest in the entirety of Europe that's being held. And it was a great fun experience walking through the streets of Aalborg in a costume together with a troupe and whatnot, seeing how people will go, oh, look at those guys, and it also really make me stand out in the way that I don't feel afraid of, for example, dressing up in a silly way and going, so this is me, good day. So it helped me develop as a person, which is also one of the main purposes of CAS. It should help you develop and realize that there's some things you should not be afraid of, and there's some things that you should just throw yourself into and go, yeah, I can totally do this. Now, how did I develop through these experiences? Well, it's really hard to tell sometimes, because you always have a difficulty when you have to self-realize some things. You can't just go and say, well, it appears that I just developed myself extremely mentally. No, it's a process that you go through, and you have to really consider. You have to start on the first day and go, so what do I want to achieve with this? And then you have to, on the very last day, when you're sitting down writing your CAS report, hopefully, or if you're not writing a CAS report at all, you just have to sit down and go, how did I develop? What skills did I get? Is it good or was it bad? What can I do better? And how can I help other people next time? Through the experiences I've had, then I can help people quite a lot when it comes to, for example, arranging things and making sure things flow smoothly when you make events. And personally, I think that's a great social skill to have, both for yourself and for others. You can make another person's day, you can make another group's day by having this kind of experiences and stepping in, going, I can do this. Why? Of course, CAS is a very individual thing. Many of my friends have been doing all sorts of things. Trainer for little league teams, cooking, What more was it? Then we've also had veterinarian assistant without pay, and what now is sky's the limit basically. If you can get in somewhere, you cannot receive money for it. No money. Go for it. You can try it. You can get experience. You can. This is a little bit iffy maybe, but sometimes you can also write it on your resume when you're applying for jobs. Not first. No. It's something that if you're lucky, it's an option, but it's not a prerequisite for taking on an activity. And this is my way of trying to communicate out my experiences with CAS, because I found that the CAS experiences, although a little bit difficult to get started on, were actually really great when it came down to it. The experience itself, going through it, was amazing. You get to meet a lot of new people, you get to see a lot of new places, and you just get to see the world is not like this, but like this. It's massive. So I can most definitely recommend that any crazy idea you youngsters have to start doing CAS, go for it. Send a mail, talk to some people, what now? Try it. And that's what I have to say about my CAS.